That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for a Dick Airsoft review, our first review, and it's going to be of the Umarex Walther P99 DAO CO2 gas blowback pistol, which I think is a great beginning option. Now, why are we going to look at this gun? Well, the Elite Force H8R just dropped. If you don't know what the H8R is, it's their new revolver that is CQB friendly and very well priced. At $68, the H8R is regarded as like the best thing you can get for the money. This gun, believe it or not, on Airsoft Megastore, I'll leave a link in the description below, it's under $60, which knocks off $8. And that's amazing because what it is. Now, let's compare and contrast. The H8R has no hop-up. This has no hop-up. The H8R has a double-action trigger. This has a double-action trigger. The H8R uses CO2. H8R Chrono is under 350. Yes, this one does Chrono under 350, and we'll see that in the Chrono section. The H8R has no blowback. This has a little bit of blowback. And the H8R has a 10-round circle disc type magazine. This has a 15, and you can get those on Airsoft Megastore for $10, I think. Yeah, $10. Once again, link in the description below. More so, this gun has been proven. I have used this gun for 2 years at this point in time, and man, can I tell you, I love it. I did have to switch away from it, but this thing really is an amazing beginner gun, and I go back to it in winter because it can also kick in winter, being that it is CO2. But let's take a look at it from the top going down. So at the top we have I don't know exact type of metal, but it's probably a pot metal slide. It makes an amazing sound when you fire it, which gave it the name Ting Ting when I used it from basically everyone I knew. They just called it Ting Ting. It has non-adjustable front and rear sights, both metal. And when you get it first new in the box, being that this is 2 years old, they've worn off, but it has white dots on the front and rear sights, which makes acquiring your sights very super easy, but you don't really have to worry about that because it's a pistol in Airsoft, and you're probably gonna be firing at people from 30 feet and under. Now, when you open the slide, once again, to reiterate, you will notice that it does not actually open up to anything. What this means is you can fire it without this slide moving. Like, I could keep it locked open and still fire the gun perfectly fine, or I can keep the slide on or forward, fire the gun completely fine. There's no chance of anything getting within your system like mud or leaves or other debris and causing jamming. Once again, reinforcing the reliability of this gun. Let's go down from there. It has a functioning slide catch. On your last round, the slide will catch, notifying you that you are out of ammo, which is a super big advantage, unlike the H8R, which just will continue to cycle until you realize, oh, I'm not shooting. No pew. I love guns that have slide catches. It's amazing. I'm always thrown off by AEGs because I don't have one. Down from there, and that's on the left side. It's righty friendly on this scenario. It does have a safety. Forward is safe, which means that you can get a full trigger pull, but nothing will happen. You have to depress it and move it backwards to make it fire, and you're gonna hear that click noise. It's a very long, very heavy trigger pull, which is the main reason I moved away from this gun. But it works phenomenally, and make sure that, like, I've had situations where I turned the corner and I saw a guy pull the trigger. Oh, it's my guy. Let go of the trigger. The BB fell out of the barrel, but the guy was still alive, and I didn't accidentally shoot my friend. And once again, you have to depress that safety, which is a very good feature, which means that when it's in the holster, it won't accidentally switch on a safe, making the gun useless when you pull it up and you weren't expecting it. Moving down from there, you have that big old trigger pull. And then further down, you have the European style lever release. It is ambidextrous gun for under $60. Another selling point of this thing. Once again, I can't speak enough for this thing. And the reason I like the European style mag release compared to the button mag release, many reasons. If you know, like 1911s or other guns, they have a button style mag release, generally located right around there. The button style, especially if you're new and you're looking at getting this gun, you're probably going to get a soft shell holster. What is a soft shell holster? Basically, it means it's made out of cloth, and it allows for a little bit of tolerance when it's in the holster. And what that means is that you might be running around, holster might slam it up against your pistol, and it might drop your mag, which means you come up, you have your gun on the target, you pull the trigger, but nothing's going to happen because your mag is out of the gun, and you have lost that battle. With this, I've been running it for 2 years in a soft shell holster drop leg. I had zero problems whatsoever, and every single time I brought it up, I pulled the trigger, and that guy was dead, not me, because my gun fired. Massive advantage, I can't speak to it enough. Also, if you're fumbling by accident and you hit the button style which has actually happened on my new Glock a few times. It will not release your mag and you still will be able to fire because there is no button style. It's all that. Basically, it's idiot proof. Like, it's going to function all the time. But let's move on down. The pistol grip is very ergonomic. I love this pistol grip. When I first got into new guns, I was trying to get the PPQ, which is basically the big brother of this thing, because moving away from this pistol grip, it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. It has good texturing on it. You're not going to drop it, especially if you're wearing gloves, but it's just massively comfortable. Once again, that $60 mark, you're getting way more than what you're paying for. Now, in the back of the pistol grip, you're going to find your CO2 bulb. Basically, you grab the bottom of your pistol grip, you pull up, and that's going to remove the back strap. This is going to expose your CO2 bulb. To release the CO2 bulb, you turn to the left, and you do one of these, and your CO2 bulb is going to come out. And that's after you're out of gas. Speaking of gas, you're going to get probably around 10 mags. I got 9 to 10 mags on a 74-degree day. And then for a new CO2, you throw it. This one's not new, clearly. You're going to hear nothing. And then when you start turning it to the right, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, you're going to hear a little hiss, and then you're going to secure, and you're going to have no more hiss, which means you're ready to go. Below that are the mags. If we haven't covered the mags, we'll do that right now. And the mags are full metal. They have an awesome little track and a little notch in the bottom, which I don't know why all pistol mag companies or pistol companies, just all pistol mags need to have this. All mags need to have this. It has a notch, which means you can lock it down. Super easy to reload, hole in the back. And I generally recommend when you use this gun, either using .2s or .25s, anything heavier with the no hop up, they're gonna drop really soon. I know with .25s, I was ranging about 75 feet with a little bit of an arc, and I had hit that pretty accurately in the past. Now, once again, I have thrown this gun through the shitter, through the ringer, excuse my language, and I have thrown actual ground BBs. I picked BBs up off the ground, they were dusty, thrown them in there. It worked flawlessly, still is kicking after 2 years. I cannot speak enough for the reliability of this gun. Once again, mags are only $10. Only problem I've ever had with them, being that they're little stick types. They feel a little bit awkward in normal mag pouches, especially if the base plate falls off, which makes them kind of easier to lose. But the good news is, if you don't have the base plate on them, you're new to Airsoft, you only have your eye protection and appropriate safety equipment and your gun. You can throw them in your pocket, they're not gonna get lost. You're ready to rock on. You can get 3 mags and you'll have a total of 4, which gives you what, 75 rounds? 60 rounds, sorry, math. You're ready to rock and roll, play some Airsoft, or whatever CQB arena. You're playing Airsoft for under $100. That's awesome, that's amazing. And you can still be effective. I've used this gun for 2 years. I probably got somewhere close to 200 kills with it. Yeah, I love this thing. I still use it in the winter. Let's move on to the Chrono section right now and just show you what it can do. So clearly you can see on a 74-degree day, first few shots, you are immediately getting under that 350 FPS mark. That's awesome for what it is. Most CO2 pistols, like you'll know, and why the hater is such a big deal, is because, once again, it also chronos under 350 FPS mark, and you can use it in a CQB field or any field. It will be allowed. You are good to go. You got this gun. You're ready to rock and roll. I know that you might be new to Airsoft and be like, I want 400 FPS. You don't want 400 FPS. It's all about the hop up, which this one has none. But 350 FPS is more than enough. And gradually we'll settle to around the 330 FPS. Mind you, this is a 74-degree day. Temperature matters. On a 90-degree day, you'll probably be settling around the 350 FPS mark. And generally the reps will allow you, if they see that it's slowly creeping down, to get to that level, because a few rounds will do that. When it comes to accuracy, the accuracy on this one is not too great. With that long trigger pull, also the fact that I haven't cleaned it in a year and a half, it's barrel, I don't even want to know what's happening in there. It wasn't amazing, but I'm not trying to shoot dimes with this thing. I'm just trying to shoot people within 30 feet, and this thing does an amazing job of that. You're definitely going to hit a human-sized target, even an elbow, at 30 feet. No problem, no worries. The recoil on it is it's nothing great, but it is very sharp, and it's very much so there compared to other guns that you're going to see in this range. It has that option, and it's just as great. I love this gun. And that rounds up our review of the Umarex Walther P99 DAO double action only pistol. I highly recommend it. Once again, links for Airsoft Megastore. They're not sponsoring this or anything. It's just where I found the cheapest. I know you can get it for $75. You can get this thing for under 60 if you shop around, and just hit that link in the description below, and there'll be a link for the pistol mags as well. If you guys want to see some other reviews from this, being that this is our first review, you know, tell us what you want to see. Seriously, I highly endorse constructive criticism. If I was speaking too fast or not clearly, or maybe this video ran too long or too short or whatever, or maybe you have some more questions, throw them in the comments below. I really do appreciate it. I was thinking about either reviewing a Tokyo Marui Mark 23, a big step up from this thing, or the Ares FAL, because I know there's not much out there on that, or maybe the KSG. If you have any guns in mind that you have seen on the channel, yeah, just throw it in the comments below. If you have not seen the channel before and want to have some guns in mind, I highly suggest you click this video whenever it pops up and surf around on the channel for a while, because I know you can get lost for a good long time. We have some awesome content, not to boast. Thank you to our sponsors, Kalamazoo Airsoft. Also, check us out on our Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. That's Dick Airsoft there. And until next time, guys, I am Chandler from Dick Airsoft. Hopefully I didn't run too long. Signing off. See you guys later. Toodles!